You ready for that tip? It's super simple. You're not even going to believe it. Here it comes. Ready? Count out loud when you practice. And even better, count out loud, clap your hands, and tap your foot while you practice. It's that simple. Now, some of you are thinking, wait, that's middle school junk. That's what I did when I was in middle school. And maybe some of you are in middle school. And if you're not doing that, you should get started. And here's why I'll say that. Is between when I was in middle school as a middle school musician and the counting and clapping that I did for my 6th grade year, probably that was the only year where we did it. My rhythm and timing went from here to here. And then that was playing trumpet. And then my dad got out the drum set and I started playing things on the drum set. So my rhythm and timing probably went from here to here, okay? And from there, I probably, over years and years and hours of practice of various instruments, my rhythm and timing probably went like this, right? So when I finally acknowledged this advice that had been given to me many times, actually, but for whatever reason, the person who told me this advice was like, hey, why don't you try counting out loud for a week? See what happens. And I thought, okay, I will. And what happened was an excellent musician noticed and said something about it, right? 5 days of practice. And somebody said, dude, your playing's totally different. That sounds like good results to me. That's just my result. Now, since that time, I've taught hundreds of students this technique because since 2004, I have taught drum lines, I have taught hundreds of private students, I've clinicked, I've taught guitar at Boys and Girls Club, I've taught drums at Boys and Girls Club, I've taught recording and sound engineering at Boys and Girls Clubs, I've gone and clinicked lots of middle school bands, I have, and percussion sections. I've done a lot of that, and I've been exposed to lots of students, and I always tell them, count out loud. Have you tried counting out loud? Do you still count out loud? Do you count and clap? Do you tap your foot? This is all common advice that I've given lots of times. Now, I can tell you, I could probably count on one hand the number of people who actually took that advice. And I'm not blaming them. I'm not calling them out. I did the same thing. But when I finally did take the advice, my music making changed forever. And the same thing can be said for this probably group of 5, maybe 6 students, probably 5, that I can say I definitely know they have done this, and you know who you are, that they have changed their playing forever. Some of these people went on from being kind of okay players to making enough improvement in their playing that they decided they wanted to be professional musicians. One of them is getting her master's in percussion. Another one is touring the country playing drums in their own show, their own band. Others have moved to different cities and they continue to play. Several of them are professional musicians. Now, these are people who followed this one piece of advice, who made leaps and bounds of progress by just counting out loud while they practice. So the only way for you to know if this actually works is do what I was told. Try it for a week. Try it for 1 week. Now, I'll have a tool for you to try it with. It doesn't matter what instruments you play. I've written a book and a course. It's called The Complete Guide to Reading Rhythms. And below you're going to see a link where you can go click on this. You can get some more free videos on how it works, what you need to know. If you've never read rhythms before, it doesn't matter. I'm going to set you up so that you can get started with the first lesson of the Complete Guide to Reading Rhythms, and you'll get emails where you get a 1 week, the whole first section course. You'll get the whole first section of practice where you practice with me. It's like you'll be right here in this room at Hubbard's Music with me practicing the very first lesson of the Complete Guide to Reading Rhythms. It's free. All you have to do is try it. And if you do it for 1 week and it doesn't make a difference for you, there'll be You don't have to do anything more. But I'm pretty sure that if you do a whole week, every day, 5 minutes a day of this practice, that you're going to want to keep going with it. And if you do that, it's a very nominal charge for the amount of content that you'll be getting, but you can find more about that after you pick up the first page, the first lessons, all that free stuff. That I just want to get more people being good, making good music, being good musicians, feeling good about their music making. So if that sounds good to you, click below and you'll get started with the complete guide to reading rhythms. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for the progress that you're going to make starting now.